Plants, increasing the numbers. Get started. Find seeds in the open. Go for a nature walk with your classmate in your school garden. You might observe a seed floating in the air. Take a walk through tall grass in your school ground. When you come out, check if some seeds got stuck to your socks. Collect them in a sheet of paper and observe them through a magnifying glass. Soma comes home from school at 3 p.m. She has lunch which consists of rice, curd and vegetables. Now it is 8 p.m. She is having dinner with her family. Discuss with your friend and write the names of at least 6 food items which you eat for lunch and dinner. Our life depends on nature. Plants are a major part of nature. Plants give us food. Cereals, pulses, vegetables and fruits come from plants. Sugar and oil too are obtained from plants. Plants provide us with wood, fiber, rubber, gum, tea and coffee. Plants supply us with life-giving oxygen. Plants help to bind the soil together. Planting trees increases forest wealth and makes the surroundings cool and fresh. Forests bring us rain. Life on Earth cannot exist without plants. We need to grow more and more plants since we depend on them. More plants would mean a continuous supply of plant products to meet our needs. New plants from seeds. Most new plants grow from seeds, which is why plants produce many seeds. Not all seeds grow into new plants. Some are not fully grown, destroyed by external factors, wind, rain, insects, birds, or lack sufficient soil, air, or water. Seeds that survive and receive favorable conditions will grow into new plants. An experiment will be conducted to examine the parts of a seed. Food for the developing plant is stored within the seed. Seeds of some plants, e.g., grams, peas, beans, have 2 seed leaves and are called dicot seeds. Seeds of other plants, e.g., wheat, maize, rice, have 1 seed leaf and are called monocot seeds. Seed germination. Seed germination is defined as the development of a seed into a seedling. An experiment will be conducted to determine the necessary conditions for seed germination. Experiment 1. Soak gram seeds in water for a few days. Observe the outer covering, seed coat, swells due to water absorption. Remove the seed coat to reveal 2 seed leaves, cotyledons. Separating the cotyledons reveals a baby plant with a tiny shoot and a tiny root. The cotyledons store food for the baby plant. It relies on this stored food until it develops green leaves. Experiment 2. Prepare 4 plates, 1, 2, 3, and 4, with gram seeds under different conditions to observe germination. Plate 1. Dry gram seeds on a windowsill, exposed to air and sunlight. Plate 2. Seeds in a beaker of water on a windowsill, exposed to water, air, and sunlight. Plate 3. Soaked seeds on moist cotton wool inside a refrigerator, exposed to water and cold. Plate 4. Soaked seeds on moist cotton wool on a windowsill. Ensuring the cotton wool remains moist, exposed to water, air, and sunlight. Tiny roots emerge from soft, moist seed coats, followed by shoots, Roots grow downward towards gravity, while shoots grow upward towards sunlight, developing into a plant. Only the seeds in plate 4 germinated, demonstrating that air, moisture, water, and warmth, sunlight, are necessary conditions for germination. A germinating seed needs air to breathe. Water softens the seed coat, helping the baby plant break open. Warmth activates the seed cells. Process of germination. Experiment 3 involves taking germinating seeds from plate 4 and placing them on a wet net cloth, tied over a jar, as shown in Fig. 1.5. Dispersal of seeds. Plants produce many seeds, but if all germinated near the parent plant, they would compete for resources. To ensure survival, nature employs agents to scatter seeds, a process known as dispersal of seeds. Agents of dispersal. Dispersal is carried out by wind, water, animals, and fruit explosion. These are known as agents of dispersal, and special structures on seeds and fruits aid in this process. Seeds of cotton, madar, and hiptage are light and possess hair or wings, allowing them to be easily carried by wind. Lotus fruits have spongy parts and coconuts have fibrous outer coverings, enabling them to float on water for dispersal. Humans and animals consume fruits like cherries and mangoes, discarding their seeds. Some seeds have hooks, spines, or stiff hair that stick to animals for dispersal. New plants from other parts of plants. Besides growing from seeds, new plants also grow from certain other parts such as roots, stem and leaves of the parent plant. Some plants like rose, sugarcane and hibiscus grow from stem cuttings. Potato is a stem that grows underground and has buds called eyes. Any part of a potato that has buds on it can grow into a new plant. Onion and ginger are also underground stems from which new plants grow. Sweet potatoes and carrots are examples of plants whose roots can give rise to new plants. The furry skin of animals, feathers of birds, or even our clothes carry away seeds. Birds often swallow some seeds which come out unchanged in their droppings. Some fruits like peas in a pod burst open or explode when dry. The force of explosion helps to scatter the seeds. Crops and vegetables. When a plant is grown in large quantities at a place for food, it is called a crop. Farmers grow different crops in different seasons. Crops like wheat and gram grown from November to April, winter, are called rabi crops. Crops grown from June to October, summer, are called kharif crops. Rice, maize, Ch1 and bajra are kharif crops. Vegetables like cabbage, cauliflower, radish, bean and pea grow during winter. Vegetables like brinjal, pumpkin and gourd grow in summer. Different plants not only grow in different climates and seasons but also require different kinds of soil. Rice and jute grow in clay soil which holds plenty of water. On the other hand, Ch1 and bajra are grown in sandy soil. Cotton grows well in black soil. Tea plants need moist soil and grow on the slopes of hilly areas. Coconut trees grow in coastal areas. Maize grows well in the dry soil of the plains or hills. Onion and groundnut need well-drained, sandy soil. How do farmers grow good and healthy crops? Plants need to be grown on a large scale to feed the entire population of a country. For a good and healthy crop, farmers know about the soil, climate and season for growing it. They plow and prepare the soil. They choose healthy and ripe seeds for sowing. They add manure or fertilizer to the soil. Manure is added to soil to increase production. Fertilizer like urea, superphosphate, ammonium sulfate and nitrate are also added to the soil. However, overuse of chemical fertilizer can be harmful for the soil as well as the crops. They irrigate the soil. Pests such as locusts, grasshoppers and caterpillars, they use pesticide. These are chemicals that are sprayed on standing crops. If sprayed properly, they protect the crops from being destroyed by pests. However, too much of pesticide can be harmful to our health and cause diseases. When the grains are ripe, the crops are harvested and stored. After harvesting, grains need to be protected against moisture. They have to be kept safe from rats, moles, birds, squirrels and insects. So, they must be stored in airtight, sealed containers. Plants, like other living things, need love and care. Under favorable conditions they grow well. A good crop adds to the wealth of a country. Protection of crops and storage of seeds. Farmers protect the crops against grazing animals like cows and goats. This is done by proper fencing. Words to know. Cereals, grains used for food such as rice, wheat, oats or corn. Disposal, the process of scattering of seeds through agents of nature. Quick recap. Plants are the most useful gifts of nature for humans and animals. A plant produces many seeds but only a few are able to grow into new plants. A seed has a seed coat, seed leaves and a baby plant inside it. Air, water and warmth are necessary for germination of seeds. The development of a seed into a seedling is called germination. Seeds have to get scattered or dispersed so that they get favorable conditions to grow. Seeds are dispersed by wind, water, animals and by the explosion of fruits. A new plant can also grow from stem cuttings, underground parts of plants and leaves. India has two main types of crops, Rabi, winter, and Kharif, summer. We can protect crops and seeds in different ways.